good, everybody? Welcome to my latest edition of my R&B review. Excuse me for a second. Still, all right. Yeah. Album I'm about to review today is Prince's "Dirty Mind" album, released in 1980 on Warner Brothers Records. Yes. About time I reviewed this album. I guess you guys are wondering why I'm not reviewing Prince, his second album first. I'm actually going to revisit that album a couple times, and I recently just got the album like days ago, so that's why I'm not really reviewing it at this moment. So yeah, Prince. This was on Warner Brothers. Of course, Prince produced all the songs. Singles I was known for are "Uptown," "Dirty Mind," and "Do It All Night." The personnel include Lisa Coleman, vocals, Dr. Fink on synthesizer, and Prince. He played all the other instruments. Okay, so let's take it back to 1979. So Prince, his second album. Although like songs like "I Want to Be Your Lover," "Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad," they were huge hits. He was not really getting a lot of mainstream attention. He was getting attention from like the mostly the R&B audience, but at the same time, it wasn't the attention. He didn't want to be labeled. He didn't want to be labeled as like just an R&B artist or funk artist. So he toured with Rick James around 1980. I think it was before this album. I think it was before this album he toured with Rick James. And I mentioned this a couple of times on my channel how that tour did not really sit well because according to like Rick James, which in his book, The Autobiography of Rick James, Memoirs of a Super Freak, which I recently copped, very good read right there. Very, very, very good read. He said that he accused Prince of like stealing the show and things of that nature. I'm gonna let y'all read it for yourselves. He dedicated like a whole chapter based on that incident. Yeah. So he after the tour, so he began working on this album. And crazy thing about it is like most of the songs he did, he recorded them like in one day and things of that nature. So this is like the back cover, very grimy back cover right here. Um, Now this album, a lot of people kind of consider this album to be a huge 360 turn from like the early Prince when he was known for doing like mid-tempo grooves, kind of like a balladeer. And this is a raunchy, raunchy album. It's probably being a Prince's raunchy, like raunchy kind of vibe with them. And I'm gonna get into that once I review the album. So yeah, okay. All right, the first song, track number one, "Dirty Mind." Nice way to start the album. Kind of convey the theme of the whole album. I love the synthesizer that Dr. Fink laid out with this joint, like dun 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 dun. I mean, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Very dope way to start the song. That song kind of grew on me over the couple last months and stuff like that. Track number two, "When You Were Mine." Um, Another dope song. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention. This song was actually the first time that Dr. Fink he actually received co-writing credit for the recording and keyboard line. And he actually originally he was dressed as a jailbird costume, but he actually had to change that jailbird costume because Rick James was dressing like that in some of his shows, and so that's when he started wearing the doctor outfit, and the rest is history, as they say. All right, track number two, "When You Were Mine." Very good song. It it's basically talking about how he regrets leaving this girl. He took her for granted, but at the same time, he still loves her. Cyndi Lauper, she actually covered this song too. Track number three, "Do It All Night." Pretty okay song, self-explanatory. Track number four, "Got a Broken Heart Again." This is like the shortest song off the album, and the album's only ballad. I mean, although it's a good song, I have no complaints. It kinda, I don't know, low key, it kind of fit really more into his last album, in my opinion. I don't know how you guys think about it. Alright, now the second side of this, the second half of the album, flawless, in my opinion. We have song, track next song, Uptown. Ah, yes, this is a very, very, very dope song. I love this song. It's kind of like one of his more political songs he's done. He's talking about, it's like when he makes Uptown, he's talking about like an ideal place, a utopia where you're not judged, there's no racism, no judgment of other people, things of that nature. Very dope song. I like the video too. The video's actually pretty good. Next song, Head. This is probably my favorite song off this album. Um, Head. Where do I even begin with this song? Okay, this song was, of course, this song was very, very controversial when it first came out. Well, this whole album was controversial. Um, it's talking about how he's talking to this bride who she's about to get married, and he wants to fuck the bride basically, but at the same time she's still a virgin and she was trying to lose her virginity that night on the honeymoon. So next thing you know, I think at the end of the song, if I'm not mistaken, the bride leaves to groom to go with Prince basically. Oh my God, this song. Very good song. I love this song. It was very controversial. It was so controversial that the original keyboardist, Gail Chapman, she left the band while recording this song, and she was replaced by Lisa. Yes, it's that same Lisa, Lisa Coleman. And so, yeah, very controversial. Next song, Sister. Another interesting song right there. This song basically talks about incest, and there's a legend that Prince actually wrote this song about his stepsister, but it was actually not true. So yeah, last song off this album, "Party Up." Yes, this song actually, a little trivia about the song "Party Up." It was actually supposed to be for this other Minneapolis band, Enterprise. And crazy story, a member of that band was actually Morris Day. Yes, that same Morris Day, the time, you guys know what I'm talking about. So Morris, he let Prince have the song, and Prince returned the favor by forming the time for him. So that was the beginning of their working relationship. And that's all the songs off this album. A classic album. I mean, this album was very raunchy. It's funky. It's, I mean, I don't know where to really put my finger on this album. This album is just one of Prince's best albums. This is actually his breakthrough. Like, who really started pushing the door when it came to, he got everyone's attention with this album. I mean, just look at the album cover. I feel like too much the album cover. Yeah. Also, like, this album is just very. If this is like the Prince that this was beginning like his. Of course, how can I put this? How can I put this? His image. This was beginning of like his mysterious, sexualized image and stuff like that. This was the beginning of that. Very good song. Like, although like I kind of like the second half of the album better than the first half. Like, I would still recommend this whole album, like, and stuff. I actually might get a new vinyl because this vinyl copy is kind of fucked up because it keeps skipping and shit like that. So this is Prince, Dirty Mind, 1980. Must have in your collection. And that's all the time. Thank you for watching the show. Peace.